Not yet. What are we playing? No, we're talking production. Our invocation. Is Mid here today? Did Mid show up, Kim? All right. All right, this is just like I played. Hey, like I told Chris when we came out, I said at least they had breakfast, because my dream last night, there wasn't breakfast, the IT didn't work, so we're on a good start.
What else can go wrong?
All right, good morning everybody. Good morning. As we gather here today as members of Rotary, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas, and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us continue to strive to make a better world. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Four-way test. Is it the truth?
Truth. Spirit of all concerned, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, Sergeant of Arms report.
Well, we have 46 in attendance today. We have Ben Powell, a visiting Rotarian from Guilford. And we have one guest here of Judy Brown.
Yeah, that's Ben.
Brian Flaherty.
Brian Flaherty. He spoke a couple weeks ago. Y'all recall. Is that it?
That's it.
Any announcements? Or actually, birthdays and anniversaries?
This tablecloth traps me every time. Okay. Birthday, James Edwards on July the 4th. For what I missed last week and this week. Okay, so we're going to have a lot here. Member anniversary. On June 28th, David Graves celebrated his 14th year. Dale Farlow on June 30th will celebrate 18 years. Our very own Bobby Christensen will be on the 30th celebrating his 19th anniversary. And Darlene Leonard on July the 1st will be celebrating 12 years with David. And missing Mid-Middleton, on July 5th, he will celebrate his 11th year in KCB Rotary.
Okay.
Remember wedding anniversaries. Jim and Sue Kennedy on June 24th celebrating 45 years. I didn't know Jim was that old. Jonathan and Ann Smith on the 26th, 46 years. Marianne and Michael Conrad on the 26th will be celebrating 46 years of marriage as well. Sean and Kelly Roberts, July the 1st, will be celebrating 5 years. Tony and Cheryl Villiers on July the 5th, 13 years of marriage.
Good deal. Thank you, Dale.
2 weeks.
Any other announcements? Dale, Chip, do you have an announcement? You want to? Sorry to cut you.
If I could just meet with, excuse me, if I could just meet with the past presidents, any of them that are here, right after the meeting for 2 minutes.
Productions, I talked to Productions. We're going to hold off on Family Feud. I know that disappoints everybody. I'm talking to, you know, like I said, productions, we're thinking of something else to do, maybe in its place, or we'll continue, or occasionally Chris might do the Family Feud to get everybody riled up this morning. So, any other announcements? One announcement from me, July 4th week, next week, obviously, we will not be here, so nobody come to meet next week. All right? I guess it's ready for Happy Dolls already.
No, we're not doing that.
What I forget?
I'm on strike for high pay.
If you don't play the feud, you can't have it.
That's right, I'm on fixed income.
No feud, no Happy Dolls.
Thanks for reminding me, Blake. Then I don't have a job anymore. Jim Kennedy.
Buster Lewis.
Look at those shorts, I tell you what.
The Atlanta conference was fantastic, and one of the big highlights was that Rotary has formed a partnership with Google to use virtual reality to publicize Polio Plus initiative. And I brought with me the device. The virtual reality film is on my phone. It's a 2-minute virtual reality film called One Small Act. If anybody's interested in seeing this after the meeting, to stay on and we'll set it in motion. It's awesome. It's very impactful. It's amazing. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. My minutes watched it. It's great.
That's cool. It's really a trick. It lays something black on your face.
So I've got 3, and I wanted to thank the club for videotaping it because I was able to watch the changing of the guards. And I really like watching the videos. I think it's a great thing to do, and you did a wonderful job. And you did a great job this last year. I know everybody's done that clap, but you really have. And I want to congratulate Dale for being Rotarian of the Year. That was a great surprise last night. Does he get a raise? Oh, yeah. One of our favorite Dale jokes is he'd been there about 2 weeks. We had a big meeting. My dad was up there going, rah, 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 rah. Dale kept interrupting and asking him questions and doing all of that thing. My dad said, "When the hell did I hire an engineer for it?" Dale goes, "Not enough."
Howard.
So I have some good news. I guess it's good news for me. I will be able to be engaged a little bit more in Rotary now. I think the last time that I was here consistently, either Bobby or Emily was president. So,
The dark years.
that's what we're hoping.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
I put in my resignation at Xerox yesterday. So I have purchased a in-home healthcare business here in Greensboro. I will be doing that full-time starting the next several months. We have to, with Xerox that I'm working on, they want me to stay on as a consulting basis for about 3 months, so we're working out transitions and everything there. So I do have some swag for the football pool. So, but I'm very excited and glad that I won't be traveling as much and be able to participate more in Rotary and fine citizen of Greensboro.
Those catheters are going to be hot. Everybody gets a catheter.
A logo catheter.
Catheters for everybody.
Well, and this is, obviously, Chris is not in charge, but this is Chris's last meeting. And I just wanted to shout out again, he has done an incredible job this year as our president.
I'm sorry to miss the change in the guard. As y'all know, I'm trying to be, my attendance, I think, is very good. I hosted a national media meeting, the American Society of Period Furniture Makers in Old Salem last week, and I've been working on it for 1.5 years, and it came off exactly like I hoped, but that's why I was not here.
Yeah, it's not really thank you for all the kind words, cards, and calls. Last week was a tough week, as you can imagine, but having friends like you all really made it a whole lot easier. Thanks.
Last Saturday, I helped my wife's team go to the Walk to Remember for Alzheimer's, and we showed up out there. Wilder was the star runner on their team. He came in second in the men's 20 to 29-year-old. He had not run since forever and was complaining that, gee, I didn't take first. But more importantly than that, the Michael Hunt plan. Where's Michael? I thought I saw him here. There he is, right there. So Wilder got the number 2 in the men's 20-29. Somebody in the Hunt family took every other award out there, I think. He had the whole family, and they ran the heck out of it. And we had one heck of a nice 505 last night. I think we had 9 members there all total, and it was fun. We had a great time. Please join us again next week. Even if you don't need a makeup, just come on out. We have a good time.
Well, Chris, since you got all this free time, I just want to tell you, Grandpappy Lewis, he always said that laziness was just a habit of resting before you got tired.
Thanks, Buster. Now, we're not going to do the family feud today, but I think we can keep the sock tradition going, because I see some pretty nice ones here right in front of me. So, let's see yours first. Let's see Bobby's first. Where's Bobby? Bobby got a stitch on. Justin, you got something to offer up here?
Oh! I had to bring my.
I like it.
Take your
You go, girl.
birthday.
Oh, yeah. He's sitting out today. Oh, James. Oh, then we got Ryan. I like it. Brian didn't only speak with us, he's actually interested in joining our club too, so I'll make Brian feel real welcome. I believe he won't give up the reins, guys. Y'all praised him so much in the last couple of weeks, he doesn't want to give up. So Chris, I think you want to hand out some good stuff, don't you?
Yeah, and we actually had such a great turnout at Changing of the Guard. I don't have much to hand out, and this is it, by the way. Once if they're not here today, it's going in a cardboard box and they're going in the closet. All right, so I just want to run through the perfect attendance real quick. We should have taken better notes, but if you were not at Changing of the Guard and you have perfect attendance, I've got the little disc, for your plaques. We did have some first timers, so first year that weren't at Changing of the Guard. Perfect attendance, Justin Plummer. Come on down.
Thank God for makeups.
All right, this is going to be fast. Tony Villiers, where are you at? Come on down. Richard Maggio. Yeah, it's not Richard, right? Yeah, come on down. Good job. And this one was surprising. Dennis Marcotte. I mean, you've been to the club so long. All right, you're welcome, you're welcome. Okay, so 2 years, and again, I'm just going to run through these. If you were not at Changing of the Guard, come down real quick and I'll give you your disc to go on your plaque. Alex Pham, Tom Phoenix, I knew, Tom, Guy Rabondo was there, Jeff Tillman, Mike Allen. 3 years was Sean Roberts, John Nossick, and Erica Parker. That just goes on, right? Yep.
We were there.
All right, yeah. 4 years, Dale Hopkins, Walt Howell, James Pegram, Tom Richardson, and Jim Kennedy. So come get your disc. Yeah, if you got it, at yeah, so just
it just shows the year, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Dale.
I already got it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. All right, 5 years, Cooper Trotter.
Good.
6 years was Ross Geller. 7 years, Ralph and myself, we were there. 8 years, Dan Quinn, he was there. 9 years, Tom Nelson and Jonathan Smith. 10 years, Tony Huemeyer. 12 years, Bobby Christensen and Del Meltzer, you guys were both there, I believe. 13 years. David Graves and Chip Person, you guys were there. 14 years. Mike Slane. 14 years, man.
I don't know if this meets the truth test.
Oh, you got your makeups in. All right, 15 years was Kelly Harrell. 18 years. Buster Lewis, he was there. Tom Sears, 18 years. I know Chip Bell was there. 21 years. James Edwards. 27 years. Mike Conrad, he was there. And 28 years. Robbie Hassel. Now I know nobody's seen Robbie in 6 months, but that's all right. He's got 28 years.
We take Greensboro
All right, now my board, the board was all there except for one, and he was actually there. Chip, where are you at? Hey, come on down, Chip. You didn't get your board award. Chip was actually there. He opened up the bar at Star Mountain at like 2:30 and stayed until right up to dinner and then left.
Somebody's got to be sure everything's covered and set up right. Oh my goodness.
There you go. That's your board recognition.
Thank you.
Now stay there. Chip also was presented with one of the President's Awards. So, and I think he just bugged out early so he could stand in front by himself today. So, but yeah, this was just for his exemplary service over the Rotary.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. There you go.
I greatly appreciate it.
All right. All right, and just to recap the awards, if you weren't there, Chip and Steve Scott won the President's Awards. Board Member of the Year was Chris Neal. Rookie of the Year was Lisa Simpson. David Crabtree was presented the Service Above Self Award. And as you've already heard, Rotarian of the Year was Dale Hopkins. So,
We've also got 2 board members who weren't there who need their pen. Justin. And elect. Oh boy. You're official now. Yesterday. Let's put our thoughts and prayers with Robbie Hassel, Judge Hassel. His mother apparently passed away yesterday. So we love Robbie. So, all right, now for the exciting stuff. Although this is probably the least exciting program of the year, it's actually the most informative. I had a member that. Judy, she said, I wish I could stay because it kind of tells some of the newer members, and we have a few new members, of how the club operates. So I'm going to ask all the committee chairs to stand up and give their brief presentation on what the committee is going to be doing this year. Buster has a question already.
The guests are free to leave.
Yeah, and the guests are free to leave if they like. But if Rob, you're interested, you might want to
join.
Not if you stay. Any other veterans out there right now? Miss anything? Mike, did I miss anything for you? We're good to go.
Just come early next time.
I was here 30 minutes early and then I'm sitting around for 25 minutes. All right. Now to get this started.
Oh my God, it's not working.
It always works.
Does this take a while? Chris, you stay in your seat like that.
Doesn't look like projectors on the
It's coming. It just takes a second. Chris taught me this. It takes a second. Here we go. When all else fails, take the lens cap.
Well, you just need the lights turned down.
Yeah, get the lights down.
It will it'll brighten up quite a bit. All right. First quarter club assembly. First on deck. Membership, Lisa.
Membership. Do I have to?
You can just go by this or.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for placing the confidence in me to be your membership chair. I think I have the easiest job in this club because we just attract, or you all attract new members by doing what you do every day. So I have been tasked, I'm learning all the technicalities with the +1, -1 and all this, so bear with me. But for this year, I think you all probably are, a lot of you are familiar with the rules of Rotary, but we have to have in the year at +1 to be qualified for Gold Club. And I think Ralph has said he wants the President's citation, and we also have to have +1 for that award as well. And so we have to achieve our this goal by April 1st of 2018. And so how do we do that?
We don't go back to the closed cemetery.
And I think our district governor, Navarro, has challenged every member to sponsor a member to come to a meeting. And I think that's how we attract members, because once they come to one of our Breakfast Club meetings, as Brian said, he thought we were such a great, energizing, enthusiastic group. He drove back from this morning from Elon to be with us. Our focus, I guess, is on, it's interesting, on females and younger members. So when Ralph said that, I thought, okay, well, why is that? So I went back and looked at some of the demographics in the club. We're 74 members, 60 males, and 14 females. And then I think, I don't have all the ages. Let's see, maybe I did pull that.
No, we're fine. Keep going.
Do not mention average age.
Could you speak up?
Over 50% of the club, or maybe 60% of us, are over 40. So that explains why the focus is on younger members. And so we are looking for candidates, and you know who we're looking for. It's a group of folks, just like-minded people like us. Secure in your vocation, financially secure so you can pay your dues. Chris, don't say anything. Some of us haven't done that. And who will be actively engaged in the club. And so how do we do that, and what are some of the things that we do to attract new members?
So you're telling all us old guys to go out and look for young women, right?
I second
So what we do to attract new members, we engaging breakfast, just engaging with people that come in the club.
Buster and Blake, Mike and I volunteered to be on the new female member interview committee.
Well, that's a good point, because we are thinking about, I've had a couple people, Sally Milliken, I don't think she's here this morning, but we are thinking about forming a little committee, membership committee. We have Judy Brumley, who is very passionate about bringing more women in the club, and we really need some of the young guys in here to attract, bring some of your younger.
Marley,
So I think we keep doing what we're doing. Our fundraisers are fun. Anytime we're out in the community with engaging in our fundraisers, people are, let people know it's, talk to people about Rotary. I think that's, I talked to a couple people at the Party for a Purpose, and they were somewhat amazed at what Rotary does. A lot of people, it's amazing, a lot of people don't know about Rotary.
That's
so
correct.
Talk to your friends. what we will do this year to attract new members and retain our current members, we're thinking about, we'll have a couple of different socials. I think last year, Cheryl did a great job and had a couple of new member orientations, and that was also a great time to invite people, but we will do something at either Wine Styles or maybe a wine tasting. We're still developing some of those ideas. And then Judy tried in the fall, or we did a month or so ago, to do a wine and design paint night, specifically focus on women, but any man can come if you want to be around a bunch of women drinking wine and painting. But we didn't have enough folks that just wanted to sign up, so we will probably partner with another club, the women in another club, and do a women's event. I think we'll probably change a venue and maybe go to a brewery that may attract, and I'll talk to some of you other folks in the club about that. So I think we just keep doing what we're doing and keep looking for people in your network and talking about Rotary, and bring them to a breakfast meeting or a 505. 505s are a great time for people to engage with other Rotarians, and it's not as quite as stuffy. So cheers and thank you to Chip Person and Guy, who always diligently sends that email out every week for 505. So I think that's it.
Yeah, good.
Any questions?
Thank you, Lisa. Mr. Secretary, Steve Scott.
Wow. Can I ask a question, Lisa?
Yes.
What's our membership right now? Is it that we get 67, is that right?
We're at 74,
So
but I will confirm that number with, it has not been audited, let's just say
Gotcha.
that.
So we have 74 now, and then we need to have 75 by April.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, this is somewhat intimidating. Not only am I filling big shoes, Sean Roberts did such an amazing job as secretary, but I've got to follow up Lisa here. I mean, she gets the privilege of talking about getting people drunk enough to join our club. But that being said, it looks like it's my job to ensure that that we keep attendance at acceptable levels. Of course, the aim is 100% attendance, and we certainly, compared to when I was a Rotarian back in Florida years ago, we have so many options now. Once again, we can get drunk on Wednesday nights and at the 505s. And how many of you watch the online videos? Wow, that's really, really encouraging. And so obviously that's an easy venue to take advantage of. I've had the privilege of attending other Rotary meetings in our district, and of course the wonderful thing about doing that is you don't realize how great we have it to attend other clubs. This is a great, meaning this is a great club which you belong. And it's my understanding that taking or joining and outside service projects allows for a makeup in itself. So we certainly have a lot more options. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And please, I am learning the Rotary website and kind of navigating it. And I will, as Sean did, I'll send out announcements to you several times a month, probably more frequently to start out with than he did, lest I miss one of you, one or more of you. And please advise. And if for some reason you felt as if you had 100% attendance and it wasn't recognized, let me know, and I want to sort of delve into that also. So, any support? Yeah.
It might be good to note where the other clubs meet and when. Does like the airport still meet at 7 o'clock at the Cardinal?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Oh, that's on the Tuesday.
7:30.
And then where's Summit meet?
Summit meets on Fridays at lunch, Storm out.
12:30, but.
And
Crescent meets,
yeah.
Crescent meets on Mondays at the Realty Building down on Oak Branch.
Okay.
Same place.
Yorkville meets on Wednesdays at lunch. They're downtown now at the Women's Club.
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a list anywhere?
There is.
Yeah, it's
all
on the website.
And most all of them, except for one, just recently great.
Yeah. You can't, it's everywhere. Just don't know which one.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, it makes it benefit.
All right, Mr. Neal.
I'm going to be real brief. Our Ameritrade account's at $193,000 roughly, a little less than that, I believe, which puts us within a year or two, one great fundraiser and some market growth, or 2 years before we'll form the scholarship committee to build the kind of the rules around how we're going to pick and distribute our scholarship. So we're getting really close. We won't start distributing the scholarship till we reach $250,000, which will take us a number more years, or some great fundraisers, but we're getting close. We passed the budget in June. You might remember Chris sent out an email explaining some dues increases. So we're going from $240 a quarter to $255 with a $5 meals increase and a $10 dues increase. If anybody has any questions or hadn't read that email, I can rehash out some of the reasons why we ultimately decided to raise dues, but I won't delve into that unless people are interested. You see our account balances there. One item negative, foundation account balance looks high, and a big piece of that, close to $40,000, is Children of Vietnam money we're holding for the global grant, or ultimately, if that doesn't end up working out, we'll ship that out anyway. So that's really not as rich as it looks. It's just money we're holding. Accounts receivable, about 10 grand or 9,500 in the current member AR. I'll be sending out emails, making sure everyone is aware of their past due balances. There's a couple of people who know of their balance, and we're in talks, making sure all that's right. About 6 grand's likely uncollectible. Those are members that have left us, and we're holding it on the books in case they decide to join another club. We'll try to get paid back at that point, but I don't think we'll see any of that money.
What's the 15,841 to 5,842? What's that?
Total accounts receivable is 15,800.
Okay.
Of that, roughly 6 grand's uncollectible. 9,486 plus 5,842 is 15 number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Good deal. Thank you, Chris.
Any questions? Anybody want to talk about dues increases?
Can we have you over?
I don't want to talk about dues increase, but I'd like to challenge the club to, let's get to 250. I mean, we all need charitable donations that we want to make at the end of the year. We've got 74 members. We could kick it up and not only rely on our fundraiser to get there.
Well, that 250 is solely for a scholarship that you got.
Right.
So, and we're inching toward, and I think we're going to start forming a board at 200. Hopefully, that's towards the end of my year. But yeah, I mean, you're right.
And to that
It's gonna
point,
be an awesome.
if people are interested in making donations to the foundation specifically for the scholarship fund, that's easy enough to do. So
We can see the direct impact.
How much went in? It was 192, I think, 196.
$7,500 went in from the last
From
fundraiser.
last year, so that was the increase, was $7,500.
And we've got, there is a little bit of weight in that foundation outside of Children of Vietnam, and we're talking about possibly putting a little bit over that 200 range.
So how was
we're trying to